So let me start by asking you a question. Who do you think he's the most skilled fighter? John Jones or Israel Adesanya? All right, let's think about it. So obviously, Israel, easy. He is very exciting. People seem to like him. He's very entertaining, and he is compared to Anderson Silva, who he actually defeated. And their fighting style is very exciting, martial art movie type of styles. And John Jones, John Jones, he is considered the GOAT, one of the greatest for a reason. And not just because he wins, because of the skills that he presented, that he continues to present in the octagon, even though he has slowed down a bit in his last recent fights. So, um, I like in my opinion, I think the fight between him and Izzy, between John Jones and Israel Adesanya, it might be one of the most exciting fights, or or it might end up being a boring fight. So if John Jones decides to stand up with Israel, I believe it's going to be a nice trade off. It's going to be a back and forth type of fight, and it's going to have all of us, the fans, really excited. But the only difference, the biggest difference between John Jones and Israel is that John Jones uses wrestling. Israel does not use wrestling. John Jones uses wrestling a lot, and he likes to clinch people on the fence. So if John Jones decides to clinch Israel, to get him on the fence and just hold him, or if he decides to take him to the ground and wrestle, it might be a boring fight just because um, we don't know. We don't really know, like, you know, if Israel is going to be able to bounce back, to be able to push John Jones off, or if he's going to be able to reverse, the takedowns and everything. Just because, Israel does not wrestle too much. And one thing that's also a factor that we have to consider is the size difference. Obviously John Jones, he's trying to move to heavyweight just because he believes that he is big enough to fight at heavyweight. And like if you guys saw, I've been following him on Instagram. If you saw his recent posts, he's looking really big. He's lifting really heavy. So this means that he might show up like at a fight against Izzy, like looking very like you know a little bit stronger than usual, bigger than usual. And would Israel be able to handle John Jones' size? So there's a lot of questions about this fight. That's why I really want to see it. I would love for these guys to sign the contract and make it happen this year, next year. I don't care. I just want to see that fight. And another factor that we have to talk about is going to be the weight that they're going to fight at. I think they should fight at 200 pounds and make it a little bit fair, just like 200 straight. And that means John Jones have to cut some pounds. Israel, I don't know if he walks around 200 or so, or a little bit more than 200. So everybody's gonna have to cut some pounds, but then at the same time, it's gonna be like in the middle of Israel fighting at 185 and John Jones fighting at 205. So 200 is gonna be a fair. It's gonna be a catch weight because John Jones does not have the title, so they're not gonna be fighting for a title. So why not fight for a catch weight? So let me know what you think. Leave a comment, and most important, please subscribe. Let me know what you think about this fight. Are you excited? Are you looking forward to it? Do you want to see it? Do you not want to see it? Let's talk about it. Thank you.